Good morning, Bishop Carcaño and members of the annual conference. My name is Jeffrey Hall, and it is my privilege to come before you on behalf of the Board of Ordained Ministry and offer this report. The board takes seriously its responsibilities for the enlistment and recruitment of ministerial leaders in churches and other ministry settings, preparing and credentialing all persons who are called and gifted for the work of ordained and licensed ministry. Today's report represents the work of the Clergy Lifelong Learning Committee, the Committee on Conference Relations, the Residents Practicing Ministry Committee, and the District Committees on Ordained Ministry. We begin by presenting to you those persons to receive their license for ministry as a local pastor. Darrell Arnold, Michael Bekstrom, Thomas Cota, Gabriel House, Linda Jamieson, Helen Kung, Catherine Love, Vicki Massman, William Oxerart, Angel A. Rivero, Jamie Rogers, April Sousa, Marie Wilson Johnson. And now I present those persons received by transfer from other annual conferences. Aya Luna Garza from the Rio, Texas conference, and Pablo Rivero from the California Pacific Annual Conference. For recognition of orders as an elder in full connection received from other Methodist denominations, I present Jorge Luiz F. Domingues from the Methodist Church of Brazil, and Gyu Hyun Kim from the Methodist Church of Korea. For those persons to be commissioned towards deacon's orders, I present Eileen Johnson and Mallory Cameron Naake. For those persons to be commissioned toward elders' orders, I present Peter Andrew Evans, Dana Gill Port, Robert Edward Herman, Jong Sik Kim, Susan King, Tara Christine Limbaugh, Julie Helen Raridan. And now, Bishop and members of the annual conference, it is my privilege to present those persons who have been approved by the Board of Ordained Ministry and Clergy Session for ordination. For ordination in full connection as a deacon, I present Alyss Marie Swanson, Jonathan Dana Kenji Visitacion. For ordination in full connection as an elder, I present Andrew Michael Davis, Robert Curtis Gilberg, Sung Rae Kim, Sung Hyun Lee, Robin Rae Wells. Bishop, these persons are now before you to answer the historic questions, which concludes the report from the Board of Ordained Ministry.
Friends, it's now my privilege to ask you these historic questions asked of every person coming forth to respond to their call to ordained ministry in the United Methodist Church and into full connection as well. Have you faith in Christ?
Yes.
Are you going on to perfection?
Yes.
Do you expect to be made perfect in love in this life?
Yes.
Are you earnestly striving after it?
Yes.
Are you resolved to devote yourself wholly to God and His work?
Yes.
Do you know the general rules of the church?
Yes.
Will you keep these rules?
Yes.
Have you studied the doctrines of the United Methodist Church?
Yes.
After full examination, do you believe that our doctrines are in harmony with the Holy Scriptures?
Yes.
A question for those being ordained and received into full connection as elders. Will you preach and maintain them?
Yes.
And a question for those to be ordained deacons and brought into full connection as deacons. Will you exercise the ministry of compassion?
Yes.
Questions again for all of you. Have you studied our form of church discipline and polity?
Yes.
Do you approve our church government and polity?
Yes.
Will you support and maintain them?
Yes.
Will you diligently instruct the children in every place?
Yes.
Will you visit from house to house?
Yes.
Will you recommend fasting or abstinence both by precept and example?
Yes.
Are you determined to employ all your time in the work of God?
Yes.
Friends, are you in debt so as to embarrass you in your work?
No.
And now we conclude with these directions. Will you observe the following directions? Be diligent, never be unemployed, never be triflingly employed, never trifle away time, neither spend any more time at any one place than is strictly necessary. Will you be punctual, do everything exactly at the time, and do not mend our rules, but keep them not for wrath, but for conscience sake? Will you observe these directions?
Yes.
With
God's
God's
help.
Friends, we celebrate your faithfulness. We celebrate your saying yes to God's call to set apart ministry. We shall pray with you and journey with you. God is with you.